Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's an off the cuff video, guys. So what that means is I record and upload. There is no fancy editing skills. You won't see my intro song at the beginning. I do have a transition button, so if there's noise that's out of my control, I can stop film, wait for the part to carry on. These weekly Wednesdays essentially are Q&A. You guys ask me questions and I answer them. They are primarily GW stuff, of which is primarily 40k. There is terrain questions from time to time. There's some information about myself, what's going on in the workshop. Now, if I sound like I'm mumbling, it's because I'm coming down with a cold, or I'm halfway through with a cold. So, little one's indoors as well, sick. So who's getting the summer flu, summer colds at the moment. Anyway, there's a game scheduled tomorrow. It's going to be Death Guard taking on Drukhari. So that should go up on the channel maybe Friday. Or maybe Thursday, maybe Friday, something like that. But hopefully that's going to be a nice sort of stubborn knocker, I think. Because he's going into a tournament. He's not sure about Drukhari or Space Wolf to take, which one to take. So Drukhari and Space Wolves will probably be thrown at me over the next couple of weeks. Just to, just so you can iron out and get ready for the tournament. What are your thoughts on the Astra Militarum and the Eldari launch boxes that are coming in the new year? Well, I think the question is also my predictions on it. My predictions on it, it's going to sell out fast. The Astra Militarum box, I think there's going to be probably a Rogal Dawn in there. I think there can actually be two boxes for the Astra Militarum. I think one will have Rogal Dawn on it and some, Leaving Russes, and basically mostly tanks. And there'll be probably like a tank commander, because I think when the codex drops, one of the detachments will be for like an armored column, just tanks, vehicles and tanks, which would be absolutely lovely. I think the other box will have Commissar and a few new units that they're bringing in and stuff like that. The attachment wise, I think there'll be armored column one. I think there'll be one. I don't know really, because it's a bit of a. I'm not really a guard player, so I can't really give you too much, insight into it. I think there'll be probably something like one detachment that allows you to infiltrate loads of units. I know the Chaos Space Marine have one like that. I know the Space Marines have one like that, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Imperial Guard have one, Astra Militarum have one like that. They're probably one based heavily focused on just normal troops, getting special abilities for the infantry. With the Eldari one, well, I think they're really gonna go to town with the Eldari launch boxes. I believe you're gonna have one with the Walk Spider Phoenix Lord. In that box, there's probably gonna be Walk Spiders, some sort of fast moving vehicle type things. It would be nice to see, what are they called? They're basically the Eldari's version of the Mandrakes. Soul Shifters or Soul, something like that. They're Forge World models at the moment. I think they're actually in the Legends. I don't think you can actually use them, but it'd be nice to see them come back on table, because Drukhari have Mandrakes, so why can't we have something similar? I think Swooping Hawk Phoenix Lord will be Swooping Hawks in there. I think they'll probably be like Wind Riders and a Viper or a couple of Vipers, that sort of thing in that box. Really fast moving stuff. The Die Avenger box, I think, with a new Phoenix Lord, Die Avenger sculpt. I think there'll be Die Avengers in that box. I think there'll be maybe a few boxes of Guardians, maybe like a Wave Serpent, like Falcon, that type of thing, to get them into combat as quick as possible. Fire Dragons, so how many boxes there could possibly be? There could be Fire Dragon, new Fagan model with new Fire Dragons, and with the new Aspect Warriors, I think there would in the launch box, I think there'll be like 10 of them. The fighter ranks yet with Fagan. I think there'll be like maybe a couple of heavy weapon support platforms. You know, some heavy firing stuff for that one. Now, I could be totally wrong about the launch boxes. They might only bring 1 or 2, and then release everything else as single models, which I don't think they would. I think in terms of selling the product, they're going to want to push as many launch boxes as possible, especially for the Eldari, because this is like the second half of their range refresh, because a lot of their models are very old. You know, the Warp Spiders that I have are fine cast, but they're the same ones as if you were buying them in the old metal. So it's a long time coming for the Eldari. Attachment wise, well, there's going to be something to do with Phoenix Call. So you take a Phoenix Lord, and something with their aspect warriors are battle line or something like that, or their aspect warriors get benefits as if they're battle line. You know, something along those lines. I think there's going to be a detachment for Wraith type constructs, which would be awesome. I think there'll be something to do with Guardians. There'll be obviously a Harlequin one, something to do with Harlequins. When I say Guardians, I'm talking just Eldari infantry. That's not aspect warriors. Okay, so Storm Guardians, normal Guardians. I think there'll be like some sort of fast moving one with all your Wind Riders, your Vipers, your Falcons, all, you know, Wave Serpents, all those sort of type of things. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. I've already said to myself, I need to get that box when it comes out. So I'm very excited for that. Now, you know, it could all come out and I could be totally off base. But, you know, don't be surprised if I'm on the mark or not far from the mark. What grit of sanding sponge do you use? Now, it's a very good question. This is fine grit. Okay. Now, fine grit I use on normal models, and it's very handy for that. If I want to do something bigger, like a dreadnought or a tank or something like that, I'll probably go with coarse, because it's a bit more, you know, thicker, and when you're doing plates, you know, like dreadnought plates or plates of a vehicle, you snip down all the bits of sprue. It is easier to give it a good clean over with the coarse one. Now, don't get me wrong, I've used a fine grit on it and it works just as well, but the coarse one I think is better. But definitely fine grit for single models. Now you can also get, and I keep forgetting to say this when I do Let's Builds, the files. You know, they'll come in different thicknesses as well, from fine to coarse, and they might actually be as handy. I just find the sanding sponge very, very handy, because if I'm doing like leather straps, it's easier just to get them. If I come across bits that I've missed when I paint the model, when I glue the model, before I undercoat it, I come through with some sanding sponge. Chains, pipes, you know, all that sort of stuff. But yes, I think I've used a medium one once, and I think that was on a model, and I think it was too much. That's why I went to the fine. But why don't you use different attachments for your Space Marines or Necron forces? That's a good question. Now, with the Space Marines, I don't have the Codex. When I go to get the Codex, I want to get the Codex and the data cards together. But I had a realization. I got the data cards when they first come out. Yes, those data cards, a lot of units have been removed. Like the scouts now are just a scout squad. There's no scout squad, sniper scout squad. There's no scout bikes, you know. So I had a thought of just getting the Codex, doing the code for the app, and then going through the Space Marine data cards that are relevant to me and what I use, and just making sure that they're correct on data cards to the app, because then it saves me having to buy the newer cards when it's same thing. Get rid of the ones that are no good to me, and get rid of the ones that are deleted and no longer available. And then give me all the other detachments as well. That's why Space Marines with Necrons, I don't have enough to do the Hypercroft, whatever it's called, where they can teleport around and jump off the table and deep strike back in. I don't have enough units that would fill that role sufficiently enough. I need like a monolith or two, in my opinion. Now, I played the Destroyer Cults once, and I liked it, but I thought the detachment rule was silly for them. I think it's +1 on the charge, and if you're charging an enemy unit that's below half shape, you get to reroll charge. Something like that. That's off the top of my head. Something like that. Which wasn't really that effective, I feel. I thought maybe it should be something like Destroyer Cults, +1 to charge and reroll to hit. You know, or something like that. If the enemy's below half shape, then hit reroll to wound as well. But there's actually one unit I was looking at, and I was like, oh, actually, that would work really well for them, because they're Destroyer Cults and they can deep strike. I mean, I can't remember what they're called now. They're long, snaky, like scorpion destroyers. They've got a long, snaky tail. They've got hands and they've got claws, and but I thought they would work well with them. But Canaptic Court, I do like that. I do like that detachment. I think the only problem is I was running it really great, and then I started running it in a really silly way. Like the last time I played Necrons, there was only 2 or 3 units of that were Cryptek. You know, I have a list wrote down now on the app that's actually just totally different. So hopefully that'll go on the table probably the next 3 or 4 weeks, and hopefully that, you know, be good. The old diary list I have down is going to be absolutely fantastic. If I can finish building bits I need to build, that's going to be one that's going to really put Mark under pressure. Anyway, you have said in previous weekly Wednesdays you're working on it off the camera. How's that coming along, and when are they expected to be on the table? It's coming along pretty well. I'm at the stage now of just getting ready to undercut a heap of them off camera. Well, get ready to undercut a heap of them. I still have a lot more to build, but I think I'm nearing 2,000 points of stuff built. Now, it may not be the ideal 2,000 point list I want to use, but I am nearing that. So it might be a case of just there's 2,000 points of NIDs, not my perfect list, but let me just chuck them on the table and you know, have a game with them and enjoy them on the table and see, you know, the way it works. But so those are all my questions for this week. I think there's another question that I was meant to write down and I can't remember it now. If there is, then I do apologise. I'm just head's like a bit all over the place at the moment. I'm going to bring down and show you the weekly Wednesday vote. I haven't changed much because I've been sick for the last few days. There is some stuff changed into it. The way it works is I'll show you host models, and you guys comment below and vote what you want to paint for next Monday's painting video. Whoever wins the vote gets painted. If there's a tie, I do a dice roll. You can vote for as much as you like. You don't have to vote however vote. You can vote for as much as you like. Don't say I vote for everything because it won't count, but you can say I vote for any of the Death Guard or any of the Space Marines or any of the Necrons, and that will count. I look at the voting at 12 o'clock on a Friday. Now, with that said, when some votes come in on a Saturday, yeah, which hasn't happened for the last few weeks, but you know, previously it did. When I look at where that person is based, and if their time zone is behind mine, then to them it's Friday, but to me it's Saturday. Then I still count that vote. Okay, I just let you know, guys know that. Yeah. So I'll bring down and show you the models, and then right, I already think I know who's going to win, but anyway, we have the Locust Destroyer Lord, we have the Necron Overlord with the Translocation Shroud, we have Deathwing Knights, we have a Lictor. I know I painted the Lictor up before, but it's an old one I painted up. This is the new one for 10th edition. Yeah, 10th edition. I have the alternative sculpt for the Scorpion Destroyers. I have the Eldari Wind Riders. I have all the Scorpion Hawks that I have to do. Great Demon and Nurgle, which is a fantastic sculpt. I'm going to include this lady into it, but I don't know if there's enough black spray to spray her, or the tanks, I say. I didn't have time to put a fantasy model in because I just haven't been well for the last few days. But we have the Kinetic Doomstalker. We have the Scourges, Drukhari. We have the Blightlord Terminators. We have the 8-bound for the World Eaters. We have the Leech Guard for the Necrons. We have Valerie. She's back into the vote. She missed out last Monday, just gone. We have the Bubblegons. We have Captain America from Marvel Crisis Protocol. We have Death Guard. Sorry, we have the Necrons Death Marks. We have these sisters whose name always escapes me. The five sister Devastator Squad, basically. Is it Retributors? I've totally just brain farted on it. We have the World Eater Corn Berserkers, the Death Guard Blight Drone, and we have the Zombie Bust because I still haven't had a chance to print another bust yet. There's also a wild card vote, and the wild card is you find out if it wins, and there's Creator's Choice. So if nobody votes, then Creator's Choice wins, and I'll pick something and paint it. If you guys choose Creator's Choice, then again, then I pick something and paint it. If you guys have questions for me, chuck them below as always. If you don't want to chuck them below because you think, you know, people take piss, whatever, you can head over to Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page. There's a messenger button there, you can message me directly, as some of you do. I think I'm missing a question. I think there's another question I was meant to write down. And if it is, I do apologise. I've just not been well the last few days. It's worse today with little one being sick as well. It's all well and good when you're not well, but when you have a child that's sick as well. Yeah, so chuck your voting, guys. If you've seen this for the first time, hit the subscribe button because it costs you nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so that triggers YouTube to this video with more and more people, which makes this amazing community of you guys grow even more. And you guys are absolutely amazing. All the support that you guys have given me, every video I put up, you know, people comment on it, people are liking it, people are watching it. That's the most important part. Guys, massive thank you to all you guys. Yeah, I'm going to sign off now because I'm having a brain fart. But hit the buttons for me. Don't forget to vote, guys. Any questions below as always. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.